What's up? What's up? What's up? Spirit in a skin. That's what you and I both are, and I just want to let you know that this is what it's about. It's about realizing you are the spirit, not the ego inside, and that is how we're going to start this journey off. Right now, we're about to head and master jump roping, right? I think it's one of the coolest things to burn cardio while doing. You can learn a bunch of tricks. I think it's an awesome skill to obtain, and just to start off, immediately my mind was saying, are you really going to start today? Right? You're not that good. Imagine all the embarrassing moments. People are going to judge and say, that guy can't jump, bro, blah, blah, blah. And I realized I didn't create those thoughts. If I can observe these thoughts, who created them, right? Then I realized the thought I created was, no, I'm going to master it. If I don't start today, when will I ever become good at it? It's such a New York thing to start your vlog in the train station. Really is unique, right? But here we are. We start from scratch. We start from the Bronx, where we grew up, Fordham Road, and we make it. We make it out of here. I predict I'll be living in Manhattan, and we're gonna make big moves, right? We're gonna blow up this channel. We're gonna lead people to the community in Vincity, the school community, where I help people recognize their ego, but also recognize their truth. Big things coming soon. I'm ready. Home of Washington Square Park. Amazing spot. Good old days, smoking Zaza there. Just gonna get a tea, gonna use bathroom, then we go jump rope. We're gonna practice that, make no excuses, we're gonna get that done. Let's go. No, New York is so beautiful. I used to dislike it. Why would I dislike it? It's because it was just projection from within. I disliked myself. So how can I appreciate beauty if I didn't appreciate my own beauty? It's truth, man. It's funny, but there's truth to it. But yep, got iced coffee, recharging. I already hit the gym today. Woke up early. So just trying to find a little bit of energy before I go crush the jump roping, because I'm gonna attempt it for a good time. I'm not gonna give up easily. Beautiful MacDougal Street. I did not track that. Okay. I clicked something that was tracking the wrong thing. DJI is funny, man. DJI is funny. Chess players, yes, all kind. Hustlers. These guys will hustle you. But they're really good. Pros, famous, infamous chess players. Love them all. Love them all. So we are at Washington Square Park, right? And one of the things is, my channel is not about, sometimes it will be about random stuff, right? But the main intention will be spirituality. I love science, I love God, I love learning about psychology, right? And I think one of the very first topics I want to talk about is ego and what it pertains to it, right? We're talking about vanity and, the things externally that you need, right? So when we look at this group right here, right, they claim to be very spiritual. Okay, cool. Very spiritual group, right? But what if we strip them from, their signs and how they dress and the music and all these things? Are they still the same, right? And this is the thing. They have books over there, they have mantras, they have a bunch of things they say, but if we take away the external, what remains internally, right? And that's the most important thing that I hope that, everybody can work on, that it should be an internal world that we claim, that we take real estate in the internal world. Because you know what I always say to people? I always tell them, hey guys, why obtain and why claim and why earn and gain everything external that can be taken away, right? And think about that. Your money, your possessions, your materials, all of these things can be taken away. But you know what can never be taken away? The things you have within. That inner peace, that inner techniques, the inner truth within you. So why not master that? Because then nobody can take that away from you. And if you can master that, do you understand it is the greatest thing to obtain all things externally to you? Ask yourself, do you pertain to an organization that contains outside labels, that contains clothing, right? Do you have to dress a certain way just to be, to get close to the truth? Do you have to listen to certain music, right? To get close to your God, right? Ask yourself these questions to be able to access the God that we were born within, right? Because that's the thing. I don't want us to separate. I want there to be unity. But if one religion says, or one spirituality group, organization says, hey, no, you must dress like this, you must listen to this, you must believe in this. But then another group says, but I don't like that, or I don't want that. That is where separation starts to happen, right? So I think it's not about what's right or wrong. Hey, if it makes you feel better, great. But you know what I believe in? It's about getting closer to the truth. And truth is unity. Truth is a house together, not a house divided, right? And that is what I seek. So when it comes to separation, that is where the ego comes into play. And the ego is very sneaky. It just says, hey, this is my spiritual group. Hey, this is my religion. Hey, this is just how I am. This is who I am. Me, me, me. This is how my vanity is. This is how important I am. But what it calls separation. How about you don't put any labels? How about you don't say you have to dress like this or be like this or whatever? Don't you think that includes the majority of people? And what would God want? Would God want us all to separate? Or would God want us all to unite? It's crazy. I would assume there's over 1,000 people in this park, right? And the thing is, it is only through our own mental beliefs that we separate each other, right? That is all. At the end of the day, we all have the same blood, we all have the same skeleton. Well, whether you're female, male, then maybe your skeleton maybe differs a bit. But at the end of the day, we all have one source, right? Like I always say, hey, there's some light bulbs here, right? There's some light posts here that use electricity. And you know, there's light bulbs in Russia and China and Honduras that require electricity, right? But this electricity isn't different. It's not Chinese electricity. It's not Russian electricity. It's all one source, one electricity, right? But yet, us humans, we say, no, I am from this place, this religion, with these beliefs, I'm this color, I'm this, right? We're just like a refrigerator slapping magnets on ourselves. And that is what inflates the ego more and more. And because of that ego, we start to see each other as different. Different all because of mental labels that we have attached to ourselves. But if we stripped all those labels away, guys, there's one truth only, and we all come from one source. One source only. No separation.
Oh,
So you see, a lot of the times there, I would have been overthinking, and I was at first. I was saying, what if I bother her? What if she says no? What if this? What if she's not in the mood? What if she tells me to go away? Right? All these thoughts, but were I creating these thoughts, or were they just thoughts that were appearing, right? I wasn't creating them, and that is the point. The thought I created was, hey, it might turn out to be a beautiful interaction. I created that thought. I became present, and I knew, hey, I'm present. All these things that are going through my mind are made up. They're fake. The ego is trying to analyze and predict how it's going to go. But I said, no, I don't care. The unknown is beautiful. The unknown is where God is, and the unknown is where the greatest treasures are at. If your mind is trying to predict everything, that is your ego. If I listened to my ego's predictions and analysis of what was going to happen, I would have never had that beautiful interaction. And the way she said bye, wish me good luck, thank me for approaching her, that's amazing. And that just goes to show you have to be present and not listen to the mind and create the thought. My thought creation right there was, I'm going to approach and I'm going to have an amazing time with her and experience something unique. And I did. Let's go. That's a massive W right there. You know, I also beat my stereotype. For some reason, I always said that these girls that got all these piercings and maybe shorter hair, they hate Latino men. I don't know why, right? But this is where, you know, you ask yourself, where did this belief come from? Ask yourself your beliefs, every belief you have, right? Because we question everybody else's belief but our own. Where did we acquire this belief? Why? How does this belief serve us? Truly, why does a belief serve you? Because it supports your biased take and whatever it is that you put this belief in. Because at the end of the day, what happens if you don't believe in anything? Ask yourself that. What happens if you don't believe in a politic, in a religion? What if you don't take a stance, right? Because once you take a stance in something, you pick a side. And when you pick a side, once you pick a side, you create an opposition, right? You say, hey, I'm going to take this side, and I create an opposition now. Everything that you take a stance in creates an opposition. Meaning you open the door for people to go against you. You open the door for, yourself to get offended, because what if someone goes against your stance? What are you going to do? You're going to get offended. Oh, your stance is ridiculous. You're going to fight back. You're going to resist. You're going to separate. You're going to create enemies. Right? So why would taking a stance unite? How is taking a stance love? What is taking a stance? Right? Should you take a stance? Ask yourself that. Should I take a stance in this specific thing? Does this stance unite me with other people, or does it separate me? And you know what it does? It probably will unite you with other people who agree to separate themselves with others. So then you make a group of people who, when they see another group, they say, no, 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 with those people I don't belong with. Is that unity? Does that bring the world closer? Ask yourself that. So we're about to approach one of the most beautiful piers of all time, Pier 40. A belief, a thought, drives an emotion, because if you believe something, you'll feel that emotion. So let's just say you anticipate you're gonna fucking do amazing or something. What emotion is that gonna drive? That's gonna drive a positive emotion. If you know you're gonna win something, if you know it's gonna go well, what is that gonna strike inside of you? Happiness. It's gonna strike something good inside of you. And based on that, because the emotion is so strong, the emotion is now in the body. When the emotion is now in the body, guess what? You take action. Your body moves you to take action. And that is what creates the positive result. Same thing is true for perceiving failure. What does perceiving failure do? It is a thought that something's gonna go wrong. So what do? You feel bad, you feel negative, you feel like, oh, what's the point, right? And what is the action you take? You take a negative action, get negative results. Really understand, am I unconsciously listening to my ego thoughts, which is nothing but negativity, which is nothing of, because that's what the ego does. It analyzes all the ways it's gonna go wrong. Why? Why does it analyze only the bad? Why does it analyze and predict that's gonna go wrong? Because within you it's already the truth. That's why. It knows there's something hidden. It knows that the real truth is that there's nothing but love and nothing but good, and how all good things can only exist. That is why it doesn't go for that, because that is the only thing that is guaranteed. Love within you, because that's what you are. beautiful pier. So beautiful here. So beautiful. Just as beautiful as me, right? Most beautiful man out here. Who says you can't live here, huh? Who says that? What proof do you have? Real question, guys. What proof do you have that you cannot live there? Why is it hard? Who says? All the beliefs you said is hard. All the excuses your ego says, nah man, come on, look at your bank account. How can that be? Right? And that is what is not in your favor. That is what confirms that belief. That is what actually creates that reality for you. Just listen to that ego voice. Where does that ego know this proof from? Right? Because what the thing is, right, your ego doesn't recognize that wealth. It just goes based on past memories. What is a past memory? A past memory is feeling plus experiences combined. A memory is a feeling and an experience combined. That is what your memories are about. I'm sure you can remember some times when you were younger. Why? Because you experienced a strong emotion and it was through an experience. And now what your ego has done is says, hey, that's what I remember, and that is what I'm going to predict the future on, based on your past, because that is what you have saved into my program, right? So what we do as, as a being, we wear these invisible glasses, and now we see life through that. We see life through that memory, through the ego's filter, right? So we will never see life for what it is. So when I asked you, what stops you from living there, or can you see yourself living there? Guess what? The answer was based on what your ego believes. Based on what your ego believes, so will your reality be. So you have to transcend that ego and install your own voice, right? You have to install your own thought. And that is your gift, to create a new thought, because that thought is a seed that you could plant into the soil of the universe. Because if you don't believe it, why is it that you have all this reality? How did this reality just appear? Out of nowhere, just because you're alive? Absolutely not. Ladies and gentlemen, everything you see, even this camera I'm holding, my book bag, my clothes, everything you see was created first in the mind of man. Man thought of the idea, and then he externalized it into material. That's it. There's no other way. Can you tell me you can create something without thinking about it? You tell me that without thinking about creating a house or building a house, that you will create it all of a sudden? You must first have the thought or the idea and the image in mind to create it. So what if the automatic image and idea and thought that you have in your head is that you can't obtain anything you want? That is usually what the first thought for everything you do in life is. So here I tell you, let go of that, be aware, be present, and start creating your own thoughts now, and you create the reality that you want. Sun's out, fun's out. So today's the start of day one of jump roping, right? So this is one of the things I really want to master. It's one of the things I really want to get good at. Probably said that in the beginning of the video, but let me emphasize that again, right? I don't know how hard it is or how long it takes or what the learning curve is, but all I know is that I'm going to put my mind to it and apply everything I know and be consistent with it and eventually turn good at it, right? I guess we'll fuck around and find out. But anyways, yes, today is day one. I'm gonna record a bit of it. And yeah, man, I mean, right now, what's the challenge I'm going through? What if people are here to watch you do some cool stuff and then they see how much you fumble, right? But it's okay. What is that gonna do? If I'm present, none of that exists, only love. Fuck it, we're about to find out. You see? Almost there. If I kept saying 10, 10, 10, 10, I'd only get to 10. But we're gonna say 20. Then we're gonna say 40. I deserve that love too. I swear I just hit 25 in a row. And I wasn't recording, of course. It's when it's...
hit 35. My head is, hey, if I could do at least 10 to 11 right now, first day jump roping, then let me make the goal 100 in a row, right? And then some of you say, no, aim small. No, you aim small. It's not that people aim high and miss. It's that people aim low and hit, right? If 100's in my mind, I will achieve it. I get to 60, oh, it's not 100. Let's keep going. I'm getting close. You see? Mentality. Aim high. Aim high. Because then you're going to hit the goal and you're going to say, damn, I should have probably aimed for higher, right? Come on. That was great. That was so much fun. That was the best experience of my life. Never thought I'd come jump rope like that. But we did it. Most importantly, we didn't make excuses. We didn't say, oh, what if, blah, 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 right? Came and got that shit done. Easy. Come on, religion. Aren't the animals going to heaven as well? If I cannot put a negative doubt, worry, anxiety, fear, thought into my mind, going into my purpose, then it is impossible to fail. Because the effects outside, the results, the success, the result, the consequence of everything is simply a cause from within. The effects, the failure, the success doesn't happen by accident. Everything you see outside doesn't just happen for no reason. It's cause and effect. Right? But it's not cause and effect. It's not that something out there or someone special is going to make me succeed. Right? Cause and effect means the cause within. The cause within creates the effect outside. The light within creates the shadow without. As in heaven, so on earth. So within, so without. As above, as below. And if I'm in control of the cause, then the effect will simply follow the cause. Remove the cause, the effect is gone. Don't be controlled, take control. I was looking at the recording, right? And I'm like, where are my abs? I swear today in the gym, when I lifted up my shirt, I saw abs. And my ego mind is like, oh, don't post it. Look how you look. Fuck that. I'm getting shredded. Doesn't matter how I look now. Give me 6 weeks. You're about to see the most shredded guy ever. Please find me anxiety out here. In reality, right now, in this present moment. Please find me fear. Please find me anxiety. Please find me doubt. Please find me scarcity. Please find me it right here. If it's real, if it's true, it should be present everywhere. But it is not real. Therefore, it can only be real when we give it power. And where does that power stem from? From within. We give it power by paying attention to it, by paying attention to these negative thoughts. Then it becomes real. We wait for something outside of ourselves to change. It's a beautiful dog.
Oh, thank you.
And it's until you take action that the change in life does happen, right? Reality starts with your thought, but you must have faith with that thought, right? A lot of us just think, daydream, but that is the term, daydream. And daydreaming is just thinking about that future, but not taking action. You must combine that thought, you must combine the action together. And that is what you call active faith. The future is created now. So why think about this future all day today? I have a successful YouTube channel, so let me go out there and create videos. I have a successful school community with 300 members, so let me open the school community this week and start uploading content and planning content. You create with your thoughts and you take action, right? Because today, honestly, give me a second, there's a beautiful girl. That's lust, never mind.